What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, tigerfitness.com, alongside the director at Legacy of Carbon.
How we doing, guys? I'm Bryce.
So, I wanted to talk a little bit about how I've completely changed my outlook on hypertrophy. Even though my training was very similar to what it is now, I actually would do it, and I would say, I'm doing this because I don't want to get injured. I still want to be fast. I still want to be powerful, and I still want to be able to demonstrate and coach all the kids we train here at Legacy of Carbon, at legacyofcarbon.com. We can do your program. If you don't live here, we could program out for your kids, send you videos. It's at legacyofcarbon.com. We also handle adult training and, of course, coaching. MarcLobliner.com. I handle your diet. I handle all that stuff. Bryce helps me handle your training programming, which will be insane. Whatever your needs are, we got you covered. But things have changed in that my body has changed, my mindset has changed, and I literally got a text from my guy who does my diet, because a good lawyer will tell you a good lawyer never represents himself, and I am not doing anything. Bryce is handling all my training programming. Jose Raymond handles my diet. Jose texted me this morning like, it's insane the intensity you're training at, being that a week out or even a month out, most people are drained and not able to train with that kind of intensity and energy in the gym. And a lot of it has to do with my mental outlook on life. A lot of it has to do with my spirituality. But let's be honest here. I'm training with the most intense lad I've ever trained with in Sheamus. We call him Steven, but if we said Steven, you'd be confused.
Yes.
You guys know him as Sheamus. And I'm going to bro kick your ass. And, you know, what's funny is we started training 4 weeks ago. And I always say I'll look the exact same as I'm going to do for the show, except I'll be a little bit leaner. And my body in the last 4 weeks has changed in a way where I'm literally 211 pounds at the end of the day, 207 to 208 at the beginning of the day. And I'm in the 212, so I can't get any bigger. And at this point in my USA's prep, I was 204 and not nearly as lean.
I didn't know that.
And I haven't done anything this off season to really put on size. I've been training really hard, but I've literally added muscle. I'm not going to say I added 5 pounds of muscle, but I've literally put on muscle and lost fat since I started training with Sheamus. One of it is the intensity. Having Bryce program and yell at us, and Sheamus there pushing me every step of the way for 1 to 2 hours a day is insane. So my training intensity in my opinion is everything when it comes to gains, is here, programming's here, but I'm doing crazy stuff. You follow me on Instagram, Marc Lobliner. I'm doing everything from speed deadlifts with a jump, quadruple extension. I'm doing flutter kicks. I'm doing sled pushes. I'm doing hill sprints. I'm doing crazy stuff. And I just took some update pictures. Bryce took them, thankfully, because I'm a week out. And my glutes have never been, my posterior chain right now looks like a statue. It's just brick, concrete. I'm not saying I'm going to win a New York Pro. I'm saying I look much better than my best has ever looked. And the thing I'm getting at is we always look at hypertrophy based on a textbook, right? We always look at hypertrophy based on progressive overload, time under tension, but we don't look at it from an undulating standpoint. What causes muscle growth? Adaptation, stress, recovery.
Yep.
So think of it this way. We have power movements in days. We have hypertrophy movements in days. We have strength movements in days. But we're also focusing on cardio. We're focusing on movement. We're focusing on balance. We're focusing on soft tissue work, foam rolling, lacrosse ball. We spend 20 minutes a day doing that stuff at least. And my gains have been insane to the point where Bryce and I have been talking for hours a day because I don't think there's ever been a bodybuilder who's gone from, I'd consider mine more a functional hypertrophy training to straight up athletic hypertrophy training alongside a guy who has more physical demands than any sport we train. He's got to be mobile. He's got to be strong. He's got to be able to withstand falls, impact, and just put his body in. It's really a prehab game. We got to make sure he doesn't get injured. So we're trying to dissect why it is I'm making all these gains. And by no means am I saying that I make better gains than anybody. I'm saying that based on my 30 years of training, I've never seen gains. And for the record, lie detector test, my wife, my kids, my dog's lives on the line. I'm not taking any crazy drugs. I'm on the TRT like I've always been. Very forthright and honest about that. So it's not that I added in some crazy drugs. It's that I'm training more intense with a different training methodology. So I've completely changed everything. And by the way, before we get too far along, we've got at least another 5 minutes of this. I want you to go to the link in the description box below and download our free app. And you can do the exact workout that Sheamus and I do. It's free. It's free. It just pops up on your phone and it's there and it's the exact workout we do. Bryce, why the hell am I making gains?
So I think there's a lot to it, but I'll say to keep it really simple, I think the first part of all of this, and he said it best, is the prehab and mobility part, right? If we can't recover, if we can't move, we can't go through a full range of motion, we can't get into an extension in our hips, then there's really no point of training, right? So going on the back end of it, being able to put that, 20 to 30 minutes of recovery in, and I mean, it's as simple as a crossball, foam roller, a peanut, which is the crossballs put together, going through simple mobility drills. That creates the whole foundation for us to start the day off on the right note.
And for the record, Sheamus is 45, I'm 42.
Yep.
And we both wish we would have done this in our 30s and our 20s. But it's never too late to start. It's never too early to start.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So when it comes down to what we've been doing with them, it's undulating in every way possible. We alter every single day. It's changed. And no week has been the same, right?
And you can do it yourself too. Again, download the app.
And
download the app.
This is the fun part, obviously, for me because I get to be creative. And what we did was we went through, we'll have 2 really high intensity days, and we'll have 2, I'll say, more moderate intensity. It's still intense by all means if you watch the videos. Me saying moderate is really high for everyone else.
And for Sheamus and me, moderate would kill most people.
Yes. So
our off days are harder than everybody's hardest days because we're both very competitive and we feed off each other. And honestly, like I talked to Sheamus, I looked it up. Last week I talked to him on the phone and in person more than I spoke to my own wife. Like he is by far, if you guys don't follow him, like Sheamus is by far the nicest, best, kindest, hardest person we've ever met in our lives. And it's fantastic that we've all became friends.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that like to deride him, right?
No.
I'm saying that because it's legit. Like I would take
our group text.
Our group, no, they shouldn't.
No,
we'll get in trouble. We'll get canceled.
But at the same time, it's every day. It's either workout, what's going on, how's training, how are we doing as just humans in general, and that's where,
and update pictures.
Yep, and update. Holy crap!
So my gains. I don't know if you guys will notice it if you watch SmackDown, but my gains are nothing compared to what Sheamus is seeing.
Oh, it's stupid.
His erectors on his back, you can literally, like, it looks like, that you braid a girl's hair, it's got that thick braid. Yes. It's like a really long braid. It's like just boom. Everything's coming in. So why have we been wrong? And I'm not saying that hypertrophy training doesn't work. Obviously, bodybuilders are better than me.
Yes.
But why am I responding so well as someone who does sled pushes, does all the athletic stuff? Why are Sheamus and I getting all these gains?
We're altering stimulus every single day. So, and the reason I say that is we'll just go Monday, we had upper body. It was one of our heavy press days. Tuesday was a heavy leg day, but it was 6 sets of 5 with a drop set, where the week before was actually 6 sets of 12.
Yeah, that was hard.
So the reason I bring that up is the reason they're eliciting a lot of gains and a crazy amount of responses. Every day there's a different stimulus thrown in, whether it is strength, whether it is a hypertrophy aspect, whether it is a power or a speed. You can see it all on their social media, but the whole point is every day I might be really high and we'll say percentage-wise, strength-wise, but then that following day, different body part, I'm most most likely eliciting either a power or a speed movement. That way I'm hitting a different stimulus from a percentage of, we'll say, good God, 95% for a crap ton of reps. And then the following day, we're going 12 sets of 3 and a Viking push press. So being able to manipulate change and manipulate style is massive for them because, how long have you been training for?
30 years.
So 30
I was
years.
13. I started at 13. I turned 43 this year. 30 years.
Imagine someone going through the same, now, this isn't you, but the same linear progression the entire time. You're going to go up. You're staying in the same spot. You might go up a little bit. You're at the same for another 12 weeks, 16 weeks, 20 weeks, where your training becomes monotonous and boring, right? My job is to change and stimulate as much growth as possible through the manipulation of movements, through the manipulation of sets and reps and percentages and different schemes of the day. That way, they're always on edge, right? They don't really know what's going to happen because I'm always changing it. Because if you think about it, you go back to, easiest person to reference is West Side Barbell or Laura Phelps, where you can squat, 53, how many weeks are in the year? You can squat that many different ways. Every week is a different type of squat.
Yeah, between a safety squat, a belt squat, a box squat,
chains, bands,
the reverse bands.
So
and, for me, it's just freaking astounding because I've always, as someone who trains athletes, I always tell the athletes I can do this, but I don't because I'm a bodybuilder. And now I'm like, holy shit.
I can do everything.
I can do all of this. And I have a goal to run below a 5 in the 40-yard dash this year, which I think I can do.
I think so.
So my question is, everybody's like, well, I'm focusing on muscle growth. I'm like, why not both? Why not be able to move? Like, if you guys ever seen Flex Lewis sprint, like there are bodybuilders that can, dude, back in the day, Kevin Levrone actually did very well when he challenged an Olympic sprinter to a race.
We talked about it yesterday. I remember that.
And it's one of those things where guys, we're in this box where we think that all training has to be different. But in reality, if you think about what it is we do, and again, we can handle all your programming, legacy@carbon.com, marclobliner.com, sign up for either of those, we'll figure it out. At the end of the day, we need to create stimulus that creates power, that creates strength, and that creates hypertrophy, and they all work together. So the question is, Bryce, looking at, let's say yesterday we did the quadruple extension hex bar deadlift. Mm-hmm. Why would that make me bigger?
So,
I'm putting you on the spot.
No, you're all good. I think for what we do, when it comes to that aspect of quadruple extension, we did 8 sets of 3, I think, yesterday. You're listing different muscle fiber types, right? You're listing, we'll say, the power and speed complex as well. And with that, we're trying to move that weight as fast as possible. And if you see in the video, everyone moves everything. If you look at bodybuilding in general, it's down in 2 seconds. Where we're eliciting a different stress for him. And that's, he said it before, and I'll say it again to reiterate it. We are eliciting different stresses on every single aspect the muscle can handle. Whether it is the speed and power complex or a strength complex or hypertrophy, I don't really care. You can argue with me. I'm still going to win the conversation because I can back this up for years and years of evidence. We're putting different stress on him, and that is the entire point of all of this at the end of the day. I'm eliciting a different stress. In the last 4 weeks, we've had 16 different workouts, maybe 18, depending on the off days. Every single day has been completely different. It follows a scheme. It might have aspects of 5-3-1 based on the percentages and that, and then we go into a speed movement. So if I'm eliciting 16 different things every single week, 4 different workouts, 4 different styles, I'm eliciting stress at the end of the day. And that is the whole point. I'm stressing his muscles more than it's ever been stressed, but doing it in a very finite and detailed way where I'm getting the most out of them, even on our moderate days on 8 sets of 3 quadruple extension. That's a moderate speed day for us, isn't it?
Yeah, and so it's crazy to look at it. And also you'll notice if you watch the videos, You'll rarely see us not do a complementary, compound, or superset. And the reason being is that there is data out there. You want data, we'll give you data, that your main lift will only be compromised by about 5% by an ancillary lift. For example, a bench press into a prone row, right? So, but you're getting that added 4 to 6 sets of volume. So what we'll do is, let's say we're doing, here's what we did this week. Let's say we do 5 reps, I think it was 3 to 5 reps on the football bar bench press. And then we did 20 reps of lat pull downs. So you're not eliciting the same energy system, but you're eliciting that. And also there are data to suggest that doing, for example, a row and then doing a bench press will increase your bench press strength because you're activating the antagonist.
Yep.
So that's kind of what I want to go at. So I want you guys to be sure to, again, get the app. It's free.
Well,
there's no catch. But if you want to go further, hire us. We're worth every penny. Nobody comes close to what we do.
No, and I think you said it a couple days ago to me. The amount of people you talk to on a daily basis, and I see it every day, it's the same thing you do every day. It's chest, back, shoulders, legs, or whatever split you do. And it's the same monotonous thing every single time.
And sucks.
If you want change, go to marclobliner.com, go to legacyatcarbon.com. We will give you the change you want. I will challenge
100%, 100%. And
I commend you for doing it because...
But worst case scenario, the app is free.
Yes, it is.
It's free. It's free. It'll be linked down below. It's a Tiger Fitness training app. You have to actually register and then download the app. It's not the same sign-in as your Tiger Fitness account, because I assume you all shop at Tiger Fitness, and that's where I'm going to end this video. We have so much to talk about. I want to talk about why we superset. A lot of videos. Good news is we now have a space to film epic content daily over at Legacy at Carbon. We're located on 112 Rand Place in Franklin, Tennessee, within Carbon Performance, the greatest gym in the world, or at least in Tennessee, if you want to be nitpicky about it, all right? So, again, go there, buy all your sport nutrition supplements, buy all your shirts, all your whatever, at tigerfitness.com. Follow Bryce on Instagram, at Bryce Beal,
Yep.
BryceBiel. On Twitter, he was dyslexic that day. It's Beal Bryce.
No, I changed it.
And you can find him on his OnlyFans and Pornhub. Never mind. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, click on the notification bell, and remember, that's not a game. I used to have to go through dozens of bottles of vitamins, of supplements, just to get what I need. Look, I'm busy. I'm running multiple businesses. I'm coaching. I'm a professional bodybuilder getting ready for my first pro show. I don't have time to sit there and do all that. I gotta go. I'm on the go all the time. That is why I created MTS Nutrition Immortal. Here's how they look. This replaces dozens of bottles of supplements. So let me tell you exactly what this has. It has probiotics, greens, liver detox, joint support, cardiovascular support, and the most complete multivitamin, multi-mineral supplement ever created. If you have a busy life or you simply want more time to do the things you love and be able to travel by just taking one simple little pack with you, Immortal's for you.